You're watching The Bo Frye Show, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Capabilities, David Wabacher Attorney, Eagles 767, FCA, Fowler's TV, Freedom Marketing Strategies, Grand Lake Roofing, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Jackalope Stash, Larry Schaff Auto Sales, Laura Yelton State Farm, MHS Alumni Foundation, Miller Funeral Homes, Minster Bank, Plus One Professional Real Estate, The Ryder Rooters, Roots Pub, St. Mary's Foundry, Sean Barnett Electrical, Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Spring Street Storage, TSC, and Varsity Lanes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to week number 10 of the Bo Frye Show. I'm your host, Joe Hurlbert, alongside head coach Bo Frye. And first of all, Coach, congratulations on a big win last week at Elida.
Hey, thank you very much.
Well, it's hard to believe this is it. This is week number 10 of the high school football season for 2024. Did you ever think it would come around this quickly?
No, it actually, the last few weeks have moved very, very, very fast. I thought early in the season it was dragging on a bit, but no, lately it's been going so fast.
Well, let's take a look at the Western Buckeye League standings, and one send out congratulations to the Wapakoneta Redskins, who are the Western Buckeye League champions again. They finished with a perfect, well, they haven't finished yet. They got one more game to go, but the Riders find themselves 2 games back with one game to go. So Wapak will finish as the league's champion. They're 8-0 currently. St. Mary's is 6-2 in second place. Defiance, Bath, Salina, OG all have 5-3 league marks. Van Wert has a 3-5 mark, and then Shawnee, Elida, and Kenton are all 1-7 in the Western Buckeye League. Wapak continues to be the only undefeated team in the Western Buckeye League. The Riders overall are 7-2, and of course, the Bath Wildcats will be on the road there to bring you that ball game on Friday, the last regular season game of the year. And in case you missed some of the scores, Wapak defeated Bath last week 48-20. Salina defeated Defiance 28-6. Van Wert defeated Kenton 45-44 to shootout there. And OG defeated Shawnee by a score of 21-14. As we do each and every week, Coach, let's take a look and maybe recap some of the lower grades and how their season's wrapped up, unless they're still playing.
No, they're all wrapped up now. Okay. 7th grade does have one more game left on Thursday. Start at the JV level. Our JV's finished 7-1. They finished last week with a victory over Elida, 51-8, I believe. So pretty good talent down there. They had a really good year. Our freshmen finished 5-2. Kind of went on the road. They went to Miamisburg for some games. They went to Findlay for some games. They went to Marion Locals. So they were all over the place because not a lot of teams in the WBL are carrying freshman teams anymore. But a 5-2 record overall, so they played pretty well. Our 8th grade finished up last night with an 8-0 record. They won 34-6 over Salina. I don't think they had a game within 30 points, really? Which was good. As long as that group sticks together, they've got some talent. Absolutely. And hopefully good things happen. And I think our 7th grade's at a 6-2 mark or something like that right now. So they're playing. They have one more game with Salina on Thursday.
Absolutely. It's got to be promising and encouraging for you as a head coach to see what's coming up through the lower ranks. Yeah,
a lot of great kids. Like I said, as long as we continue to work, I'm not going anywhere. So as long as we continue to work, good things will happen.
Well, if the computer playoffs was to start this week, the Rough Riders find themselves at the number 8 position. Of course, they are guaranteed to be in. Now, whether we finish 8th or drop depends on how we do against Bath this week. But if it was to take place right now, we would be playing Miami Trace at home. But we still have one game to play. We can't take it for granted. We got to go out and take care of business.
Yeah, like I've kind of told the kids, it's a win. You win, you get another home game. You lose, you're going on the bus for about an hour and 40 bus rides. So I think they'd all choose option A over option B.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, for this is the last regular season season game for your seniors. Mm-hmm. As a head coach, is that always an emotional time as a head coach to know that these are the last few weeks that you'll be with these seniors?
Yeah, this has been a special group. 20 of them have stuck around, and they're just a great group of kids. They're fun to be around. It's my 4th year as a head coach, so these guys were all freshmen when we started. So, no, honestly, we don't want it to end very soon. So right. I think that we have the capability to continue to win and make a nice little run to the playoffs, too.
You know, I think as a head coach, I think your philosophy, knowing you, is that you want them to be great football players, but more importantly, you want them to be great individuals. Yeah,
and they all are great individuals anyways. I didn't take much from me. Yeah. They were great parenting in the senior group. Just a great group of kids. Like I said, they're attentive in school. They're attentive to the details. So I'm very blessed to be able to coach them. And a lot of it, you can contribute some of what we're doing to them, but a lot of it's their parents and them as people.
Absolutely. So, Well, last week the Rough Riders went on the road. They defeated Elida by a score of 52-31. It was an up and down type of ball game offensively. Very little defenses when you score 52 and 31 points. But I think right here to start the ball game, this onside kick recovery by Ruvold, I thought was key. First of all, he kicked it. It was a bullet.
Yeah, first of all, it's illegal. You're not allowed to approach the ball with 2 kickers. And they did, but that was a rule that got outlawed about 5 or 6 years ago, but it happened. But it was a heck of a job by Ryan Revolt. Honestly, the 3 onside kicks that we recovered probably won us the game.
Absolutely. And and from this point on, as we go to the next clip, I think the Riders were able to take it on this particular series and put 6 points on the board and 7 with the conversion. Yeah. But here's a run by Noah Dixon that gets us down close to the 10-yard line. But I thought taking advantage of this onside kick and scoring kind of kept Elida at arm's distance from us because they came out with a high-powered offense. Yeah,
they were clicking. Sometimes these spread guys, man, when they get on a good night, they click and they're hard to slow down. And like I told everyone the whole year here, that everyone's got talent. So it's not like anybody's lacking for skill guys.
Brady Triplett continues to get better each and every week. It seems like his legs are getting a lot stronger. This is always a benefit when you can give a touchback and start your opponent out on the 20-yard line.
Especially when number 4's deep. He was good.
Absolutely.
We're trying to kick it away from him all night, but sometimes we couldn't get it into the end zone. So we're going to have to continue to do that the rest of the way.
When the Rough Rider defense got to McGuire, it caused them some problems.
Yeah,
but you had to get to him.
Getting there was the issue. I thought the O-line protected extremely well. I thought we were kind of on skates at times. So we're going to have to play some better defense here for the rest of the way.
I think this is a punt return by Kessler. Does a nice job.
Yeah. Fielding it, number 1.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would probably save 30 yards. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the difference between starting at your own 45 or starting at your own 20.
Exactly.
That bounce would have went for a while. It was a good run by Osborne. He had a heck of a night. We kind of challenged him. We thought he kind of went into a lull there for a little while. And, one is the physical kid that he had been. And he's really playing some good football right now.
Well, he finished with 16 carries for 174 yards, 5 touchdowns, which almost was close to a school record. I think
really?
Ronnie Keith currently holds the record with 32 points in a single game. So, you could have gave him a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, we could have. Luckily, I don't know anything about stats. That does not pertain at all to what I'm ever thinking. Yep. Even though I heard that someone told me this week that Colton Mabry's 4 yards behind my rushing total for career or something like that. So I told him we'll make sure he has 0 carries for 0 yards this week. He's gonna carry the ball.
Yeah. Well, I think Dominic coming into this game, I think I looked at the statistics. He's 11 yards shy of 1,000 yards for the season.
Good for him. Hopefully he gets that. And honestly, my goal going into the year was 3,000 yard rushers. So if we can make a run at this thing, I'd like to get 3 guys over the mark.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, of course, Colton Mabry had a good night too. 18 carries, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, and of course Caleb Schmidt. Averaged 14 yards per carry, which is pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive, yeah.
7 carries, 100 yards even on the night. So all your running backs went over 100 yards. And I think that's happened one other game this year with all 3 backs over 100 yards. There's Trey Moore on a reception.
Yeah, more importantly is Aiden Meyerding's delivering the ball.
He is.
Yeah, he's getting better. Like I said, he's been coached hard here the last few weeks, and he's really taken this thing as a challenge, and it was the piece we were missing early.
Yep.
As long as he can continue to do that on offense, we can make this thing keep going.
Yeah, he completed the pass to Moore, then followed it right the next play with a touchdown pass to Kessler.
Yeah, it was a heck of a throw, heck of a delivery. He doesn't get rattled too easily.
34 points scored in the first quarter by both teams.
Wow.
St. Mary's put up 21 points in the first quarter. Elida put up 13. So
yeah. Felt like a long game.
When I looked at these clips, I thought I did the first half, and there was something like 87 plays in the first half.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of plays. Yeah. All I know is when I got home, I was real tired. This is a very good run by Schmidt. Hit the hole. It's kind of textbook Schmitty there. He's not small, but he's hard to find in there.
Good job by your O-line as well. All these big runs,
Yeah.
I mean, your O-line at times just dominated. Here's another touchdown by Osborne. I think that's his second one of the first.
Yeah, Osborne.
First quarter.
He always finds the little crease in the window. I mean, you've seen that for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm. So here's Elida knocking on the door, and just a little crossing pattern for a touchdown.
Yeah,
it's not that it wasn't poor coverage.
Yeah,
I mean, he was right there. It was just a good throw and a good catch.
Yeah, other than about one play, the coverage wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
We blew one coverage, but other than that, like, we had guys around the ball. It's just, man, they were clicking. So a testament to Elida.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a good run here by Kessler.
Yeah. And sometimes you just have to give credit where credit is due. You have to give it to the athletes that are on the field. They make plays.
You're right. You just got to hope your offense is clicking on the same night. Yeah. But Kessler, back to the offensive side of the ball, Kessler's really getting better at halfback, and there's Colton Mabry doing
what he does.
Yeah, Colton Mabry things, getting hawked at the 1 yard line. So, yeah. If he'd have got that, he'd have been 3 yards short of my record. Good run again by Colton, getting in the end zone. I mean, guys, we're only running about 4 plays here. It's not rocket science. It's just us getting on people and then being physical.
Obviously the Rough Riders have the number 1 rushing offense in the Western Buckeye League, but when I looked at the passing for the year, there's not many yards through the air.
No, we weren't.
But that's okay. It's not needed.
It's not. It's got to be used at the right time.
Exactly.
And early on, we really didn't have the ability to do it as much. But lately, there's no fear in throwing the football.
Right.
We've got people, and we throw more in practice than maybe some of the spread teams.
Yeah.
So it's just, when do we want to use it? It's a good job by Turner. Yeah, showing up. That's just his active motor.
Yeah, he plays.
He always
hard.
does. Yeah, he always does, and he's a great kid. Good job stringing it out here on defense and not giving up a touchdown. This might have been where they jumped off sides later in the game. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. I can't remember. It all kind of runs together. Good surge again here by the O-line, and Colton hitting the hole. Great kick here by Brady Triplett. Funny story is they tried to ice the kicker, and Brady walked over, and I'm like, hey, try to ice you, Brady. He's like, I don't even know what that means. I'm like, that means they used a timeout to try to get you to think about it. He is like, that's kind of dumb. He's like, now I can get my feet ready here, you know? So like, yeah.
So the first half ended St. Mary's on top 31-21, but this is the start of the third quarter.
Yeah.
And again, the defensive line just
barreling people, man.
And there were some times that I saw the defensive line just kind of did some things at their feet. They just kind of dove down at their feet to cut the lineman.
Yeah, it's kind of part. People do it to us too. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just right there as well. I mean, when it's short yardage stuff, basically trying to take the offensive line out of the picture.
But it just seems like when we do it, we get penalized.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's part of the game, you know.
And again, Elida throwing the football. Ryan McHugh was 12 of 37. That was his rushing. He was 23 of 38 for 311 yards.
Yeah, he was on.
But again, he threw 3 touchdowns, had a pick, but nonetheless, and he came alive running the football. That was really, you didn't see him do that much this year.
Not much. He started to do a little more last week against Walpock, but a good onside kick recovery as well.
Yeah, your special teams, as far as your kick return, recovered some pretty crucial.
I think our special teams in general are getting better.
Yeah.
And those are, at this time of the year, that's what's winning you football games. I mean, you're going to run into athletic football teams. You've got to do the things that they don't want to do.
Right. Osborne with a touchdown there.
Yeah, it's one of his 5, so I can talk about that again if you want, but it's the same play. It's a good kickoff here by Triplet. I thought sometimes our kickoff team, we think it's going to go in the end zone and we start sputtering down. So we can't take things for granted. So we've been pushing hard in practice this week to make sure we do not slow down on kickoff. And there's always stuff to work on, man. That's why we have practice.
Yep.
It's a good job, Beam, not catching that one.
Exactly.
2 in a row, man. Last week he dropped one too. Luckily he catches one at the end of the game.
So that was the end of the third quarter. The Riders and Elida both put up 7 points in the third quarter. This is the fourth and final quarter.
Yeah. I thought we played well in the fourth quarter.
And here comes Taylor Compton. That was a big play.
It was.
That was a big play.
I think we were only winning by 7 or something like that, or 10 at that point. So,
the guy that was doing the play-by-play on Rider Nation just basically on that one came out of his chair.
Yeah, really.
I mean, he got a little excited on that one.
That guy in the play-by-play, man, he's pretty good. He got a heck of a backup, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's another onside kick. Now, you see all your
proud
return team
of 'em.
raising their hands.
Yeah.
Is there a thought process behind that?
Yeah, because I don't know the rule. I said, listen, if that ball goes in the air, every single person on the field, we've been doing that for 2 years in practice. If the ball pops up in the air, I'm proud of them because they're listening to me. And we do it in practice. If they ever pop the ball up in the air, everybody better put their hands up because, heck, if he'd have dropped it, we would have got kick-catch interference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, hey, I'm going to let the official decide.
So this is probably a question that Zach might ask Bill on rules of the game.
Yeah.
Can anybody on the receiving team call a fair catch?
I don't know the rules.
So if your 2 receivers back at the 5-yard line sees that, can they call a fair catch for the guy up front?
All 11 of them made the fair catch signal.
So they didn't know. That one you can't.
But they're going to continue. If you pop that thing up in the air, man, it's your best chance because if you can make the official make a decision. Yeah. Can you fair catch a one that hits the ground and bounces up? I don't know on that either. That'd be a good question for him as well. I think it's actually illegal to bounce it off the ground and bounce it up, but you have to ask that in rules of the game because I'm intrigued, Yeah.
Bill's sitting back there in the corner, and he's shaking his head no.
No, you cannot? All right.
You cannot.
Well, I'm going to make the official make the decision. That's a good.
Here's another run by Osborne.
Yeah, let me tell you what that play was. The same one as the other 5 that we ran earlier. So. There's a counter. That's a different one. This was a good run here at the end because I think it was actually still a little bit tight. And just proud of Ehlers and proud of Osborne. Seniors getting it done here at this time of the year. Yeah. You better win with your seniors at this point in the year. Luckily for us, we've got 20 of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kickoff again by Triplet. Again, and I think this one is returned.
Yeah, it's good coverage.
That's what I was going to say.
Man.
That one right there, I think Caleb Turner put that kid on his back.
Yeah, Schmidt, somebody.
Oh, Schmidt, that's right.
Somebody who got downfield fast.
Yeah.
We were having trouble.
Yeah, right there.
Every time.
Third guy in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb Schmidt. Boom.
Yep. Yeah, Schmidt's tough. started a YouTube channel too that he's doing workout videos on.
Is he really?
He wanted me to put a plug in for it. I can't remember what it's called. Swole Brothers. There you go, Swole Brothers. Him and a couple other guys got a YouTube channel where they're doing workout videos. All right, there's a good pick by Beam.
Yep.
Beam probably needs to join the Swole Brothers. It's a good little trap by Schmidt at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Schmidt, he's hard to find in there.
He is.
He's a
And
good
then
kid.
all of a sudden, it's almost like the defenses, they'll focus on Mabry and Osborne, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes Schmidt out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of running backs.
Sometimes they forget it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's the end of the clips of last week's game. Of course, St. Mary's wins it going away 52-31. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. One final game for the regular season. That's against the Bath Wildcats. We'll take a look at them right after this.
You're watching The Bo Frye Show, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Capabilities, David Wabacher Attorney, Eagles 767, FCA, Fowler's TV, Freedom Marketing Strategies, Grand Lake Roofing, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Jackalope Stash, Larry Schaff Auto Sales, Laura Yelton State Farm, MHS Alumni Foundation, Miller Funeral Homes, Minster Bank, Plus One Professional Real Estate, The Ryder Rooters, Roots Pub, St. Mary's Foundry, Sean Barnett Electrical, Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Spring Street Storage, TSC, and Varsity Lanes.
All righty, welcome back to the Bo Frye Show, the final regular season Bo Frye Show. And of course, Rider Nation Station will do the Bo Frye Show as long as the Riders continue down the playoff trail. So we'll be with you hopefully next week. Absolutely. So let's take a look at this week's games around the Western Buckeye League as the season concludes. Wapauks at Salina, OG's at Defiance, Elida at Van Wert. Kenton is on the road. They'll take on the Indians at Shawnee, and of course, St. Mary's on the road at Bath. This is one of those seasons, the second half of the season, we had one home game, the other four are on the road. This is no different. And of course, the Bath Wildcats, you can't take for granted.
No, they're good. They're athletic, and they're big, and they're physical. This will be a challenge. But like I told our kids, if we want a home playoff game, you want to win in the playoffs, you're going to have to beat teams like this.
Absolutely. And a win for St. Mary's against Bath obviously would almost guarantee them a home game in the first round of the playoffs. So, Bath, what kind of lineup do you see? You see an odd man front defensively?
They're jumping around a little bit, but they're in an odd front with a lot of linemen, a lot of defensive linemen. They blitz a lot. They're coming at you. They're attack-style defense. Giving up some points, but super physical.
But I don't think, to me, your offensive line is not going to see anything different that they haven't seen all year.
No, we've seen a variety of everything all year. This league is well coached, like I said, but you're going to see a more physical defense than we've seen for the last 2 to 3 weeks.
And, of course, you still need your seniors to step up. This is actually a little bit of a motivation because this is their last regular season game
100%.
For their career.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them want to play at home again.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, well, the Rough Riders on the road at Bath. Of course, Rider Nation Station will be there to bring you all the play-by-play action. And before we go, I want to thank all of our sponsors this year that has been part of Rider Nation Station, not only to bring us the Bo Frye Show, but Rules of the Game and our broadcasts on Friday and our highlight show on Saturday. So without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, and we thank them. And if you get an opportunity to patronize those businesses, please do so and tell them that you thank them for what they do as far as Rider Nation Station support. So, Coach, that wraps up the regular season. We wish you the best of luck on the road at Bath, and hopefully, obviously, we'll be back next week to do another edition of the Bo Frye Show. For head coach Bo Frye, I'm Joe Hurlburt. Until next week, so long, everyone.
Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.